So, guys, we bought an amphitheater, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even realize where I used to play as a kid was just right back here in this
Yeah.
on the Coosa, and so the Gold City Amphitheater.
Yeah, it's been an interesting journey. Josh, you want to fill us in on how this kind of all came about?
Yeah, where do you want me to start? The Facebook message or the property itself?
Probably just Facebook message for it, I guess.
Okay. So, I guess it would have been almost a year ago. Chad was posting some things on Facebook, and I told my wife Crystal, I said, I feel like this guy's coming to know God. I think something's happening here. And she was like, well, are you friends with him? Can you text him? Can you call him? I said, well, we were acquaintances, and like a lot of us growing up in a small town, you run with some of the same friends and cliques and things like that.
Hoodlums.
Yeah, hoodlums for sure. And so Chad and I, we definitely crossed paths a lot, and I knew his family because we had, four-wheelers and things growing up from Cycle World, and my dad used to do the printing for his family, and so we knew each other, but we didn't really know each other. And so I let it go. You get that little nudge from God, and the next thing this isn't what I need to do, and so I let it go. I didn't do anything, and then a couple of months later, he posted something else, or maybe a week or two or three. I don't know exactly, but he posted something else, and I told her again. I said, I got to reach out to this guy. Something's happening, and I'm not like this super religious guy or this, but he's changed my life dramatically and in a number of ways, and I just knew that something was happening based on some of the content that he was posting. And so I just hit him up and I said, hey man, I feel like God's telling me to reach out to you. Would you be up for a cup of coffee? And did that, and we met and started having conversations. And
So y'all hadn't met before that.
he told me how random it was.
We had probably crossed paths in high school, but
Right.
we had never, not that I'm aware of, ever had any kind of
met as
discussion.
adults, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, we hadn't met at all in at least 15, 16 years.
Right.
Hadn't seen him. And so we met at the coffee shop on Rainbow Drive. Super random, very awkward, I would say, for both of us. And it instantly, we both knew that there was something there, that God had ordained that meeting. And so we started talking and hanging out and phone calls, texts, things like that, and sharing a little bit of each other's story. And he knew that I had recovered from alcoholism and addiction, and God had worked in my life. And so he started asking me questions about business and life and things like that. And he and Anna, his fiance, come over to my house and hung out with me and Crystal and got to know each other a little bit more. And over the past 6 to 9 months, we just struck up a pretty decent friendship, I would say. And then randomly throughout our meetings, he said, if there's anything, what would you do if you could do something? And I said, well, there's this property in Hoax Bluff that I've had my eye on for 3 years. And, as I was telling you earlier, man, I'd been to a couple of the revival crusades that they used to have out here. My grandmother, she lived on 278 right up here across from Emmanuel Baptist Church my whole life. My mom's still in that house today. But I used to come up here all the time because my dad did all the printing for Gold City. And so it was very nostalgic walking through this building 30 years later, knowing that I helped deliver some of the printing and the posters, the concert posters, all the stuff. And so when Chad asked me that question, I knew right away. I was like, I got to show this guy Gold City Music Park. And so
That's cool.
that's kind of how it all came together.
Yeah, literally I think it was the third coffee shop meeting. He's like, I want to show you something. He kind of knew what I'd been doing for a living. And so I get excited anytime somebody brings up some type of property or something. I was like, okay, let's go see this.
Yeah.
Not expecting very much.
Yeah.
And I pulled up, and the moment I got out the door, I think I said it that day. I said, I'm going to make an offer. Do you want to be a part of this or not?
Yeah.
The funny thing, Drake, is he said there's no way that people don't know about this. He was like, how do realtors not know about this property? And I was like, I think it's a God thing.
Yeah.
And because it is an undervalued, I thought at the time.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe everybody just thought we were idiots. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So,
here we
some
are.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know, a little bit of backstory. Grew up right here. I mean, my mom and dad still live right there in Tillerson Bend.
Yeah.
And I hunted ducks back here, chased wood ducks. I was obsessed with it. I was obsessed with catching any kind of fish, anything back here. You know, the first time I really played around campfires was right over here.
Yeah.
And so I knew it was here. I knew Gold City was here. I actually rededicated my life to Christ when I was probably 14 or 15, right here in this thing. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you told me about that.
Like
Oh, wow.
at one of those crusades or a youth deal or whatever. So this thing has always had a spiritual. I've always looked up here as like, and when I looked up here, it was like, I just kind of like, what's up there?
Mm-hmm.
Like what? How is it growing up? How is it, you know? And I never peaked the top of it until we came 3 months ago after I knew Chad was involved. But I can't remember how I found out that Chad was, interested in it, but I did. And I've been in Nashville for going on 20 years. Built this business, built my touring thing, toured all over the world, and have some really great relationships. And I'd been looking and praying for a place like this to host, my form of Willie's picnic, to where I could get back home, because now I have a son.
Yeah.
And I want to teach him how to catfish on that Coosa River, and I want to teach him how to hunt and fish here. And my dad's 70 years old. Both my parents still live here. Still married for 40 years. My sister and her kids still live here. So I used to try to find a place to park out here and trespass over here to try to figure out. So I just think it's a full circle thing, and I'd always had it in my mind. And then when I heard Chad, Chad was always the fun guy. You went and figured out a place. Chad was always had cool cars and cool things, it's the old cycle world thing. So he was that dude that went to Glencoe. I went to Hoax Bluff.
Yeah.
And I moved over here and got good buddies with Ryan Franks, which is one of his buddies. And so I just called him, kind of out of the blue.
Yeah, I was crappie fishing. I remember that day.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I think I missed your call and I called you back. I was like, huh. I wonder if it has anything to do with the amphitheater.
And I think I was just like, hey, man, I don't know where you're at, but I've been praying about this extensively. I've been through a lot of stuff health-wise that has gotten me so closer to God. So everything is prayed about. Everything is, considered. Definitely through a God lens, I would like to think. And so I told him I'd prayed for it. I didn't know where Chad was, spiritually or anything. And he just sets into this spiritual talk, and I'm like, is this Chad Lee? And he's like, oh, yeah, man, I've had a complete flip in my life, 180.
Yeah.
Not the wild one they used to be.
Goes in there, and we start talking about this place, and I'm like, man, because running a landscaping company, now my cousin runs it, I know how easy it is to open places up, to figure, I did that. I cleared a lot of land in Nashville before I got a record deal out there, but had been skating this business for a long time, and just got bit by the bug by, basically promotion and things like that, and obviously performing live. And I've watched 10,000 people come into a place and go out. So I told Chad, I said, man, I think God's like calling me to, like, I would love to do something here and find a way to give back. And so I thought, I was like, please, Lord, I hope you don't think I'm weird, but I went and bought some olive oil and prayed over it, and got my wife to pray over it. And we kind of brought it up here, and he was like, no, let's do it. And so we anointed this place and said, we're gonna put it out there. We're gonna bring music in here. We're gonna bring love in here, peace, patience, kindness, all the fruits of the Spirit, and we're gonna put it out there, man, and build a really cool place. And he was like, I'm all in. And here we are.
Yeah.
So, either of you can take this. If you're already talking, you're welcome to go with it. Like, what's your What's your vision of like where are we doing? What are we doing here? Like what are we going to do?
I think it's like a Bonnaroo with Jesus and fried chicken. You know, I mean, I just threw that out there. I think it's like have a place where we can come out here. I've always been campfire and loblolly pines. I've always been, you know, if it was like, if Jimmy Buffett is parrots and sand, this is like flannel and logs. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just the country version of this festival type loving, caring place. When people walk in here, they will feel it. Y'all feel it. I know you feel it. Mm-hmm. And 'cause I felt it when I drove up. And so I think we're building a place that that people can come enjoy experiences that they couldn't anywhere else in the world, for that matter. Not like this. Not in a small place like this. And you know, this highway out here, we can be to Birmingham in 50 minutes. We can be to Chattanooga in no time. We can be to Nashville in 3 hours. I just drove it. Drove it down here. So yeah. My vision of it is that flannel wearing. There's a fire. We're teaching boys how to be men. We're having family come here. We're having movie nights. We're having concerts. I'm doing my yearly philanthropic concert. I'm bringing folks in here, and that's why I want to be a part of it. Because I know I can use that 20 years in Nashville and 20 years of traveling the world to go, man, this is how we can bring people in here and create memories worth repeating.
Yeah, and since you brought it up, I guess it is worth mentioning that our only goal isn't just to have, you know, bands and everything. That we're kind of open to anything, you know, possibly renting it out, movie nights, maybe football Saturday, family day, anything like that.
Yeah, volleyball, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, volleyball, that's an idea.
Yeah.
So, what type of bands? I mean, we've roughly discussed it. I'm open to pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Do you have any points on like what type of bands or
Man,
size?
I think everybody. Tracy Lawrence is a good friend. Any of those '90s country bands, Ricochet. I heard of them the other day. Shenandoah. I think your Red Clay Strays just did 2 nights at Madison Square Garden. So they've blown up massively. But your Them Dirty Roses, me. Riley Greens, your Kip Moores, all your guys like that, and Riley being from right over the mountain and being good friends with us and me touring with him, I think that, we just get the synergy going. We start stirring the pot of gumbo and we start throwing ingredients in it, and we put the Holy Spirit in that pot, and it's done. But I can keep going on the bands, but I know Muscadine Bloodline would be a great one here.
I think Zach Top would be a good one here.
Zach Top would be a great one.
John Party, Cody Jinks.
Yep.
I like the idea of like Clint Black. You mentioned the '90s country stars. I think Clint Black or Dwight Yoakam on that stage, man,
for sure, crush it.
And then also on our Facebook page, a couple people have suggested Brandon Lake. I mean, I think he'd be phenomenal. Yeah. And being, like you mentioned earlier, Nashville being less than right at 3 hours from here.
Yeah.
My old church there, the Belonging Co. in Nashville.
Yeah, that's where I went for a little while.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of them go there.
Yeah.
So I told Chad, I was like, hey, man, we could probably recruit at my old home church. I didn't know you went there.
Yeah. I think it's worth mentioning, Chad, that people don't realize from Hokes Bluff or wherever, like, this is a, 6, 7, 8,000 people can fit in here.
Yeah, I don't think people really have an idea of the scope of the property.
No, this is a big deal for this community and for this thing. And I have, for the last 15 years, I've watched 10,000 people come in and go out. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I've put 10,000 people in a place. I'm saying I've been a part of those shows. And when you can bring 10,000 people in here, we can find ways to improve this community. We can find ways to improve the arts, the schools, the education. We can find ways to multiply the Spirit, to multiply Jesus, which is my ultimate goal
Yeah.
in this thing. So
Well, and you mentioned giving back. I mean, that's Chad and I think if you ask both of us, like somebody asked me the other day, why are you doing this? And it along the same lines of what you just said. I want people when they leave here to feel better than when they got here. You know what I'm saying? To have that experience of, oh my gosh, like I got to tell somebody
yeah,
about what happened last night at the Bluff. You know what I'm saying? And so we're big believers in giving back to the community too, which is one reason we wanted to do this in Hoax Bluff. I caused a lot of harm in my crazy years in this county, and I want to spend the rest of my life giving back, and making it better than the way I found it.
amen.
And man, if it leaves one person with that crazy notion or idea to take that leap of faith, do something crazy. And if God leads you to buy an amphitheater, buy an amphitheater, whatever that is for you, whatever your amphitheater is.
Yep.
I feel like this is going to work out. But either way, I feel great about, like, take that leap of faith, take a chance, like, break life up a little bit. It doesn't have to be the same every day.
I love that. I mean, we prayed about it. And I think when you pray about it, that's the peace that surpasses all understanding. Just have a peace about it. It's going to work out the way it's going to. But y'all just came to the Ryman, to my show at the Ryman, and saw us do the benefit for the brain out there and sold it out. And my encouragement there was for people we want the fruits of the Spirit, the hope, the passion, the faith, the love to come out of this place. And you're right. We want to inspire young generations to go, you know what? I can get out of this city and go chase dreams, or I can stay right here in this city and chase my hometown dreams. I can be happy in this place, but just fill this place full of love and opportunity. And that's what I feel when I come in here.
Yeah.
I think it's worth noting that we do have 18 camp spots, so we are going to open the campground, hopefully in the next few weeks. So
I'm pumped for that. I love a good KOA, so it's a vibe down there for sure.
Gonna have to get Josh on board, get a camper so we can hang out and have a little bonfire.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I figured we would toss that little clip in there, let everybody know campground be open soon. Pretty excited about it. So
it's funny. Crystal, she asked me after the show, the benefit for the brain in Nashville, that you mentioned. She said, "Have you been listening to him all these years?" I was like, "Yeah, I grew up listening to Drake. Whether it be in a bar or wherever." But it's funny. I told her, I said, honestly, I've heard him play more around campfires at Foggy Hollow or at a party or something, and that's where the real the love. You know what I'm saying? Because we're surrounded by our friends, and it goes along the lines of what you're saying.
I'm glad you mentioned Foggy Hollow. That being right down the road, I think that holds about 3,500 people, and I was so passionate about that place. Still am. Still love Gwen and Felicia, and love that spot, and think that. And I watch traditions get made there over and over, Chad. Like continuous. I looked forward to that, going out there and camping, and I think we're going to put the same vibe here. Where this is a camping atmosphere. This is a kid's atmosphere. Yeah, there's going to be rock and roll here, but there's going to be Brandon Lake and Christian music here as well. There's going to be everything here that, and we're going to listen to the community, listen to what they want, because we're going to be able to hopefully tap into some contacts that can get them here, and get the fans what they want here.
Yeah.
They want an orchestra. They want an opera. I'm open to anything.
I love a good orchestra.
Bring a little culture to town.
Yeah.
I think we could use it.
We've got actually one of Gold City's old pianos in there if anybody's feeling froggy.
Nice.
Beyond my talent level. So, but yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up the gist of it. Give people an idea of kind of what we're thinking, where our head's at.
What do you think the timeline is? Not to put you on the spot. You may edit this out, but
probably going to.
Yeah. The timeline of the first show. What the first show might be.
We've talked about me and Josh, and you've been in that conversation. That March, April, May, somewhere in there.
Starting the good spring when it starts to, when the tulips start coming out in 2026 and getting people excited about having something else to go do in the Gadsden area, Oaks Bluff and Glen Coast, Southside, and all these spots. So I love it, man. I'm excited.
We're excited you're part of it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something.
It is. At the very least, we got a really awesome podcast.
Yeah,
right?
this couch is cool.
Yeah.